So how I built my Honda Innova 4-valve engine. And this build is for long ride and for daily use. So guys, check this one out and hopefully it will help you. So first, we removed the engine and took the crankshell to bore it out. And this is the crankshell that has already been bored out. We use forged connecting rod to make them stronger. We have here 65mm block, 4-valve cylinder head, and 28mm carb. So let's start with pressing the crankshaft. So pressing and balancing the crankshaft, it takes time. Make sure it's perfectly balanced. It's because this is the cause of too much vibration. After pressing, now it's time to balance. So we install the bearing, crankshaft, and the gears here. Install the primary and secondary clutch. And to be followed by the rotor and timing chain. Then we install the 65mm cylinder block. And lastly, our 4-valve cylinder head. And this is the look of our engine that we built with the right compression ratio and the right timing. Then we will install it now into his frame. As you can see, I'm a bit struggling to install it. And I'll show you the tips how to do it. So what I did here is I put my foot under the engine and just slowly and carefully move the engine into his right holes of the engine bolt. Start at the bottom hole of the engine bolt, to be followed in the middle, and lastly the top one. Installing the sensors. So by the way, all of the parts that we installed is from Philippines. And we also bored out the crankshell there. And after that, we go to the other side. We will install the ignition coil. For the ignition coil, we use Phyto. And by the way, there's two types of Phyto ignition coil, racing ignition coil. One is carb type and the other one is for FI. Body ground and his starter wire. Then let's install the exhaust. So for the exhaust, we use a KOU. This exhaust is on my 57mm before, and this is only for temporary until I get my new exhaust for 65 4-valve. Next is our engine oil, and lastly our 28 carb. And for our throttle, we use quick throttle UMA Racing. And it's time to run the engine. And there you go, our 65 4-valve Honda Innova. And since our cylinder block is new, so this is how we do it. To make it different, I use sponge and water and run the engine for 5 minutes. This is one of the options if you don't have a honing tools, but there are too many ways to do it. Most of the mechanic use a hose with the running water. The purpose of this one is to avoid overheating and piston knocking. And after, I tune the carb and to test the speed and the power. And this is the result of our build. guess for me, it's worth to build. And if you have a question and queries, just comment down below and we will do a tutorial soon. And for more videos, please subscribe. Thank you.